Hi everyone, good morning. Okay, for our lesson today, we are not going to use the Get Smart Plus 4 book, but instead we are going to use another book which is also in the set that you are going to receive this year. Alright, we are going to do poem number 1, Holiday Memories by Crebbin. Okay, it is in the book of Anthology of Poems for Year 4, 5 and 6. Alright, I shall explain in a bit. Okay, before we start with our poem, I shall explain to you what this is. Okay, mungkin ada yang confused. Kenapa ada buku lain? Alright, for your information, your books for this year, for English, you have a total of 4 books. Alright, beside the Get Smart Plus 4, you are going to also receive the Anthology of Poems for Year 4, 5 and 6, a short story, The King of Kites, and a graphic novel entitled The Jungle Book. Alright, you have not received them yet, but you are going to receive them soon. Okay, I'll show you what they look like in the next picture. Alright, these are the 4 books that you are going to receive as a set this year. Ini adalah 4 buku yang akan datang sebagai satu set tahun ni. These are all 4 for English. Semua 4 ni adalah untuk English. Okay, the first one is the Get Smart Plus 4 book. Ini buku teks, buku biasa. And then we have the Anthology of Poems for Year 4, 5 and 6. And then we have 2 smaller books. Kita ada 2 buku kecil. Okay, the first one is The King of Kites. This is the short story. And then we have The Jungle Book. The Jungle Book is like a comic. Okay, dia macam buku komik. You are going to receive them quite soon. I hope kamu akan dapat tidak lama lagi. Alright, look forward to the book. So for our lesson today, we are going to use this book in the middle, the blue book, the Anthology of Poems for Year 4, 5 and 6. As usual, this is our learning outcome for today. We are going to recite the poem with interesting intonation, and you are also going to complete a tree map with the places that the poet went to on his holiday. Alright, we are going to do these 2 things today. Ha ha ha! We are not going to go into the poems yet, but instead we are going to talk about how to enjoy a poem. Now, what is a poem? Poems express the writer's thoughts and feelings. Okay, dia menyatakan apa perasaan dan apa yang penulis tu fikirkan in a very creative manner, dalam satu cara yang sangat kreatif. Okay, it also helps readers to make a connection with their experience. Okay, dia bantu pembaca untuk cuba menghubungkan pengalaman mereka dengan pengalaman penulis. Alright, and then finally, the poems captures experiences and paint pictures with words. Okay, simply put, when you read a poem, because of the words, the way the writer puts it, you can imagine, okay, you can see a picture of what the poet is trying to convey. Kamu boleh bayangkan apa yang penulis tu cuba sampaikan. Okay, kalau kamu boleh nampak dalam fikiran kamu, if you can see it in your mind, what the writer is trying to convey, means that you are a very good poem reader. Okay, kamu seorang pembaca yang sangat bagus. Okay, some tips before we start. Before you start reading. Number 1, know the poem. Okay, it's wrong to think that you need to read only once. Okay, adalah salah kalau kita fikir kita baca sekali sahaja kita boleh faham. Sometimes we need to read once or twice or thrice or even 4 or 5 times before we truly understand what the poem is about. Okay, number 2, identify the speaker in the poem. Siapa yang bercakap tu dalam poem tu? Is it a boy? Is it a girl? An old man? Or is it an animal? Maybe it's a woodpecker? Okay, so siapa yang sedang bercakap? And then number 3, try to understand the meaning behind the poem. Apa maksud yang sebenarnya dia cuba sampaikan situ? Alright, and then study difficult or unfamiliar words in the poem. Cuba pelajari perkataan yang susah, yang tak berapa faham, yang tak biasa dilihat. Okay, you can find the meaning in your dictionary. Cuba cari maksud perkataan yang sukar tu. And then also try to identify some interesting words in the poem, like words that can show you truly what the writer is trying to convey, like boxed a kangaroo, bertinju dengan kangaroo. That is quite interesting. And then when you read, make sure you read with emotion. Baca dengan penuh perasaan. Okay, but it must be the correct emotion. Kalau poem tu pasal kucing mati, a cat that died, it's wrong to read it happily, right? My cat died. Sepatutnya sedih. And then you suddenly read it, oh, ha ha ha, my cat died. I've lectured you so long already, so do you think you are ready to read the poem? Okay, just before we start, let's take a closer look at the poem and answer these questions. Kita jawab dua soalan ni dulu. Okay, this is the first picture from the poem. Ini adalah gambar pertama dalam poem tu. So, who do you think is the voice in this poem? Is it the boy or the kangaroo? And do you think all the events in the poem are going to be true? Adakah semua perkara yang dimention dalam poem tu nanti is the truth? Is the real thing that happened? Is it? Alright, here we go. Holiday Memories by Crebbin. When I was on holiday, I went to Timbuktu. I wrestled with a jaguar and boxed a kangaroo. I journeyed into jungles. I swam the deepest sea. I climbed the highest mountain and a monkey puzzle tree. I chatted to a seagull. I met a big baboon. I floated on a moonbeam until I reached the moon. I visited the planets. I lit up all the stars. I gossiped to a parrot traveling to Mars. I sailed across the ocean. I drove a greyhound bus. I rode across the desert on a hippopotamus. I heard a mermaid singing. I fought a killer shark. I grappled with a grizzly in a wild safari park. I chased a band of pirates completely round the bend. And now the summer's over. And so is this, the end. So, what do you think? Did you like the poem? You can go back and play the recording again, or just mute my voice and read the poem again. Alright, did you like the poem? It's fun, isn't it? He did a lot of very fun and interesting things. Alright, so do you think what the writer writes about is real? All the things that he did, like he heard a mermaid singing, like he fought a killer shark. Do you think you can fight a killer shark like he did? Okay, so if it is real, why do you think so? Kenapa? If you think what he writes about is not real, then why do you think so? Kenapa? Okay, I want to know what you think. You need to write down the answer to this question. Kamu kena tulis jawapan bagi soalan ini. Do you think what the writer writes about is real? And why? Okay, so your task for today. Number 1, you record a video of yourself reciting the poem creatively. Don't worry, I'll send you a screenshot of the 2 pages of the poem. Alright? And then you need to answer my question just now in your video after you recite the poem. Kamu kena baca dulu poem tu, recite it, okay? Deklamasikan dengan cara kreatif. You can rap it, you can sing it, okay? And then you answer the question. Lepas selesai you baca the poem, then you jawab soalan teacher. And send in your video/answer to me by my WhatsApp. Okay, kepada saya by WhatsApp. PM ya. And your second task, okay, this one you will do inside your English book. Buat dalam buku English, buku panjang tu. Alright, complete the tree map below in your exercise books about the places that the writer visits, whether it is in this world or out of this world. Okay, kamu tulis tempat-tempat yang dia lawati, sama ada dalam dunia ni or di luar dari dunia ni. Alright, so in this world tu contoh dia from the first stanza, he went to Timbuktu, right? So Timbuktu is a place in this world. So out of this world means the places he went to out of this world yang bukan dari dunia ni. For example, he said he chatted to a parrot traveling to Mars. Okay, so Mars is out of this world. So you write it over here. Okay, kamu tulis di kotak di bawah out of this world. So I have prepared 6 boxes for in this world. Ada 6 kotak di sini for in this world and ada 4 kotak for out of this world. Alright, so ini adalah based on the poem that you just recited, that you just read. Okay, ini pun after you finish writing in your exercise book, take a snapshot, gambar dia dengan jelas. Alright, dengan jelas, clearly, so that I can see your answers. So, in a nutshell, you have 2 tasks to submit to me. Kamu ada 2 tugasan hari ini yang kena hantar dengan teacher. Number 1, the video. Recite the poem and answer the question. Baca poem and then jawab soalan. And then, task number 2 is the tree map inside your exercise books. Okay? Gambar kamu punya exercise book. PM me your task. Okay? And now the lesson's over. And so is this. The end. Okay, that's all for today, kids. See you next week. Good luck with your task and don't forget to submit them to me. Bye-bye.